to land is one of the very serious sources of economic and social insecurity for Kenyans. Further aware that many communities, particularly in the rural income dwellers, and the only way of accessing land in rural income dwellers, the only way of accessing land to put up their dwellings has been to take up residence on land that is unfit for human habitation. Aware that the Bill of Rights in Chapter 4 of the Constitution guarantees every citizen the right to adequate housing and reasonable standards of sanitation, noting that there are very many squatters who have settled on land that belongs to either absentee landlords, unadjudicated land, public land, or community land for long periods of time, with some disputed while others are undisputed. Concerned that the issue of land settlement in many urban areas, particularly in the informal settlements, has remained unresolved, with numerous persons remaining squatters, further aware that Section 7 of the Limitation of Actions Act of 2010 provides for the right to claim for the settlement on certain land after a prescribed period. Recognizing the need for the Ministry of Lands to hasten the process of identifying parcels of land occupied by squatters where there are no disputes from any party, this House resolves that the government develops and implements a policy of voluntary regularization of land occupied by squatters for a prescribed period, including negotiations for financial settlements across the country to address the challenges facing the said squatters. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Aye. The ayes have it. Next order. Yes, your point of order. Honorable Nyika.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. As we move to order number 14, Madam Speaker, I rise to seek your guidance. Because when you come to order number 14, we are going to committee of the whole House. The issues that are being discussed there, starting with number 1, is Climate Change Amendment Bill. Madam Speaker, this bill was actually discussed in the second reading yesterday afternoon and concluded actually much late, towards 6, actually maybe after 6. And today, this morning, we have actually sought a procedural motion so that we put it in the committee of the whole House. Madam Speaker, this process does not give members opportunity to actually put amendments if they wish to do so. Madam Speaker, if you look at it properly, logistically, by the time we were discussing this bill, anybody who was thinking of making an amendment was already barred because of the time. So what has happened, Madam Speaker, is that at this speed, members do not get the time to actually contribute and even put amendments. Madam Speaker, I myself, I have amendments that are proposed in climate bill, in the climate change bill. Madam Speaker, I'm not sure because I signed them this morning, and when I was signing them, I was actually advised that as I'm signing them, they are actually already time barred. So Madam Speaker, where then is the time for members to actually put amendment if they wish to do so? If we finish a matter at 7 in the evening and at 9 it is in the House, and it's a bill where there was a lot of contentious issue and members indicated they wouldn't want to put amendments. I know some people may say that this particular bill has been in the House for some time and one could have put amendments earlier. But the truth is that, Madam Speaker, we come and sit in this, particularly when a bill is being moved. The most important time for a bill is when the mover is actually prosecuting the bill. You get a lot of information from what the mover is saying. You get educated. Other members make contributions. And from that, then members can make their minds as to whether they want to put amendments or not. If that time is not allowed, when then do the members get the time to make the amendments? I have 3 amendments for this. I'm not sure, as I see here, they are not in the order paper. So I would actually propose, Madam Speaker, that you actually give direction. Madam Speaker, just give me time.
No, I just want to explain to you that your amendments came after the order paper had been printed, but it was approved.
Thank you very much. And it will come.
Yes.
And Madam Speaker, while I thank you for that.
And many people actually brought in their amendments, despite you saying that there wasn't enough time. I was surprised that I had, I think, 10 early this morning. By 8 o'clock, they were at my desk for approval.
But thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I like that. But I again, as I thank you, please, you approved them, but you actually approved them out of time, which is a good thing you did. But let us not run the House in such a way that sometimes, even from the important seat of the Speaker, we have to do things out of order because we did not follow the procedures. I thank you for that, but we are seeing a trend that will make it difficult. Madam Speaker, let me make a point. And then I'm
Honorable Nyikali,
Madam, I'm
misleading the House.
I've thanked you.
Honorable Nyikali,
but let me make this point.
None of those were approved out of time. They were within time. We just said that the printing, yours particularly, by that time it had been printed. So what you're canvassing has already been overtaken by events.
I agree, Madam Speaker, but let me just make this last point and thank you again. Madam Speaker, supermajority is good because it can make the executive do a lot of good things for the country in good time. But it is a double-edged sword because it can also make the executive do very many bad things very quickly if in a situation as we are. But for this particular one, I thank you. But the process I've said, keep in mind, Madam Speaker. Thank you very much.
We have at all times stuck to the process. So I think we'll move to the next order. Point of order, Honorable Millie. At least now you're being polite. Proceed.
Madam Speaker, I think you also need to understand God endowed us very differently. There are people who speak softly. Some of us were not born speaking softly. So with my loud voice, it is not rudeness, it's just the way I was born. So please be used to my voice. I just wanted to find out whether my amendments are in for the climate change and for the food and feed.
I must congratulate you. I did sign the approval very early this morning. So
thank you, Madam Speaker.
And that's why I'm saying, Honorable Nyikali, you can see members have been active. They all brought in their amendments despite the short time.
Yeah, so though for the money laundering, I didn't have the time. Madam Speaker, just finally, just for record, because sometimes when things are not put in order, that's what I wanted to raise. I wanted to remind my honorable member for Anabkoi that I'm actually senior. You know, as a lawyer, you know what it means. I was sworn in before him. So I'm a senior. And I've been a litigation counsel, state law office, Federation of Women Lawyers, the Credo the Children Foundation. Litigation means court going. I'm sure he doesn't know.
Thank you. Honorable members, allow me to recognize visitors who are at the public gallery. The church group Neno Evangelism from Laikipia West constituency, Laikipia County. Also seated in the public gallery is Higher Calling Church Group from Laikipia West, Laikipia County. I also wish to recognize, seated in the speaker's gallery, students and teachers from St. Joseph's Primary School from Dagoretti South constituency, Nairobi County. On my own behalf and that of the entire House, I wish to welcome you to Parliament. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 13. Order number 14, Committee of the Whole House.
Where's the mic? Honorable members, we are already in the committee of the whole House, and we will start with the Climate Change Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 42 of 2023, as in the order paper. And as you've been informed, where amendments are not in the order paper, they have been approved, all of them shall be considered when reached. So we'll start, honorable members, and I request that all of us, order members, order. I'll request that all of us be keen at this stage, because this is really the crux of the work of this House. In lawmaking, this is the most important part because we go clause by clause. So, honorable members, I request you to be very keen, especially those who have amendments to the various bills to be considered this morning, so that we don't reach you and you're not ready. Thank you.
Clause 3.
Honorable members, clause 3 of the climate change bill has no amendment. I therefore go ahead to propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. If there are no takers, I now go ahead to put the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
Honourable members, I proceed to propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. This the clause 4 of this bill has two proposed amendments by the Honorable Millie Odhiambo and Honorable Nyikal. They are both proposing deletion. Honorable Millie Odhiambo, this is your chance.
Thank you, Chairman, for giving me this opportunity. Chairman, I propose...
Just hold. The Honorable Kangogo. Honorable Ruku, please take your seat. And I want to request members all the time, not now, but all the time, whenever someone is a member is speaking, you should always not come between the person speaking and the speaker. I see that happening every day. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My point of order is that the members who have proposed amendments to various sections, it is not in this order paper. We are seeking, Mr. Speaker, if there is a supplementary paper so that we understand, even prior to that amendment, what these other members are seeking. So we seek your intelligence that that be provided.
The proposed amendments by members have been circulated. The ones that are on the paper are being circulated as I speak. So they're going to reach you just now. But the effect of the amendments being proposed by Honorable Nyikal and Honorable Millie Odhiambo is to delete clause 4. So, is it a point of order or? Okay, the Honorable Wandai.
Just for good order. Just for good order, Mr. Chair.
No, she's
Because,
not.
Mr. Chair, if you could listen to me, I know that lucky if you say the proposed amendments are coming in a short while, how long is a short while? Because we can't proceed with this unless we have them on our desks. We need all the proposed amendments on our desks, so that we can be able to prosecute them appropriately. So we can still take time and wait for them to come. There's no hurry. The world is not ending today. There's a hurry. No, we can just take time, good time. Mr. Chair, yes.
I'm aware that as we speak, the amendments, the Honorable Chungwa, point of order, order. I've said that the proposed amendments that are not in the order paper are being circulated. I request members to be patient on their seats. These are going to come to you. In any case, I've just said that the proposed amendment for clause 4 is for deletion. Yes, Honorable Makali.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Honorable Chairman. You know, Honorable Chairman, we did raise some fundamental issues earlier. And the majority leader and the Honorable Chepkong just took it casually. Mr. Chairman, the truth of the matter is the reason why there's a requirement for the order paper to be published a number of hours to the day of the debate is to be able for the members to prepare themselves. And even when you say we are approving these amendments in the morning, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, we need to note that the reason why we have standing orders is to have a well-structured way of doing our business as a house. So, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, in a situation where you want us to debate amendments, and they are not in this order paper, I appreciate the fact that they have been circulated. But even after being circulated, Honorable Chair, you realize, still, for you to internalize those amendments, and if you want to do any research on them, there is no time. So today we can agree that we want to do things the way we are doing them. But I think for the future, Honorable Chairperson, for the future, and for the good way of conducting business in this house, we need to stick to our rules. I submit.
Members, I have to make this very clear. Honorable Makali and I have been in this house for the last 3 terms now, and we know that this is not the first time members will be requesting the Speaker to approve the amendments, even when amendment is already being on the floor. So many times you've had your amendments being approved by the Speaker, even when a matter is in the floor being debated. So let's not split hairs on this matter. The Speaker already ruled on how we are going to proceed. So I will not entertain any further points of order on this matter. We shall proceed as per the order paper. The Honorable Milo Odhiambo.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I propose that Clause 4 be amended as per the order paper. And the essence of the amendment, Chair, is that what the proposed amendment by the majority leader does in effect is to remove the issue of public participation as is contained right now in the schedule. And what I'm seeking to do is to retain the elaborate public participation on issues of climate change as proposed, as contained in the current act. I therefore propose, Chair.
Majority Leader.
Chair, I rise to support that amendment by Millie. And indeed,
order. Just take your seat for a minute. Yeah. Honourable members, I propose the question that Clause 4 be amended as proposed by the Honourable Millie Odhiambo. Yes, Honourable Majority Leader.
Sorry, Chair, I rose even before you proposed. I was saying I rise to support that amendment, the amendment by Honourable Millie, and is similar to an amendment that the Chair also has. So if it passes, then we are good, because it is buttressing what is already provided for in our Constitution, that public participation is cardinal to everything that relates to our people. And therefore, I support. And you can put the question.
The Majority Leader, you need to consult with the Chair, because the Chair is proposing to do something different from what you just said. Honourable Nyikal.
Thank you, Chair. I had a similar amendment, which means that if this amendment is concluded, the same will apply for my amendment. But, Mr. Speaker, I proposed a similar amendment. I support. We cannot hurry when we are making laws to kill the laws that very pertinent to our Constitution, like public participation. I said yesterday, we are hurrying this law, and it is to no good. I therefore support that section be deleted. I support the amendment.
Chair of this committee. And remember, we are prosecuting.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Honorable Speaker, first of all, I want to thank Mheshimiwa Honorable Millie, Member of Parliament kutoka Suba, and I agree with her. She went through the bill, she read and she understood, and we totally agree that, as Majority Leader said, The cardinal aspect of this country's legislation is public participation, and we totally agree with her. Mine is different, to move another within. It's just a typo, not on what really the difference. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, honorable members, I therefore put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by Honorable Millie. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The effect of that amendment, therefore, is that the chairperson of the committee cannot move his amendment because there's no clause further to have an amendment to be amended. I now put the question that clause 4 as be deleted as proposed by the Honorable Millie. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will that of the opinion say nay?
Clause 5.
I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Members, clause 5 has no amendment. I go ahead to put the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. There's a proposed amendment by Honorable Nyikala and Honorable Millie and Honorable Chairperson. So we'll start with Honorable Nyikala.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that clause 6 be amended as in the order paper, and the import of this amendment, Chair, is that we delete the whole of 6, because what the whole of 6 is doing is actually amending clause 6 of the section 7 of the bill, which is about members of the council that are proposed. And my reasoning, Chair, is that if you look, the composition of the council as it is, the council will be nominated as follows: cabinet secretaries responsible for environment and climate, cabinet secretary responsible for national treasury, cabinet secretary responsible for economic planning, cabinet secretary responsible for energy, the chairman of the council of governors, a representative of the private sector nominated by a body representing the largest number of private institutions, a representative of the civil society nominated by the most representative registered national umbrella association of civil societies, and C, representative of the marginalized community within the meaning of Article 26 of the Constitution, who has knowledge and experience in matters relating to this, and a representative of the academia nominated by the Commission of University Education. What the bill is intending to do, Chair, is that all the cabinet secretaries, they stay in the bill, but when you come to the persons that are actually stakeholders, representative of private sector nominated by the body representing the largest number of institutions in the private sector, what happens there, Chair, is that after private sector, the rest is actually deleted, which means that the private sector will not themselves now appoint or select or identify. That will then be identified by the president. The same thing when you come with the civil society, again, the civil society themselves will not nominate, select, or appoint. That will be appointed, selected by the president. When you have the commission of academia, again, they will not be nominated by the Commission of University Education. Chair, what you end up with, the whole council is actually nominated by the president. I know there's a saving grace that is being put there, that all this will be brought to Parliament for vetting. But, Mr. Speaker, if you have an institution where all the council members are actually nominated by the president, then you are just making it a department of the government. It ceases. The stakeholders have no say, because the stakeholders are actually indebted to the person who has appointed them. Even though they are representing their various institutions, the institutions didn't bring them in. So with that, Mr. Speaker, you are weakening this council to an extent that actually it will just be an arm of the government. In fact, it will be an instrument of the president. That may be good, that the president has sole power on it, but really the president needs varied views from various stakeholders to make a decision. So, Mr. Speaker, I propose that we delete this and leave the council as it was in the previous bill. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Members, I propose a question that Clause 6 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. We'll come to you as Honorable Millie. I now put the question that Clause 6 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. What's out of order, Honorable Millie? We are coming to yours. You know the effect of this question I'm putting is that if it's carried, then yours become negatory. That's the point I'm trying to make to you. So allow this to be done, then in case it's carried, then you achieve what you want to achieve anyway. So I now will put the question that Clause 6 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. The Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes. Yeah. Honorable Millie, take your seat for a minute. Because the Honorable Chair had amendments. So, Chair of the committee. Honorable Millie, just allow a minute so that the Honorable Chair of the committee. Yeah. My life is already easy, Millie. Just give me a minute, Honorable Millie. 1 minute. You're going to come. So, Honorable Chair of the committee.
Honorable Chair, thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move. I beg, Honorable Chair, to drop this amendment that is ours on Clause 6, because we were proposing to have 2 nominees from the private sector. But again, when we looked at the numbers, we are going to have an even number, which is not right. So we are dropping this to retain the way the bill is, to have the way the bill is. But I have the amendment on Part 5 of 6, where we are not agreeing with the bill, where we are saying Article 260, where the marginalized is appointed, we are deleting that and retain as the original, as the way it is in the original bill. Thank you, Chair.
So, Chair, then would you therefore move the amendment you're proposing for subparagraph 5?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move that subparagraph 5 be deleted as per the order paper, and the justification for that, Honorable Chair, is that we don't want to affect any constitutionality of an amendment where if you remove the marginalized is nominated article as per Article 260 in the Constitution. So again, when we delete and we say that the president can appoint without taking into consideration Article 260, then I think that is unconstitutional. So we are deleting subparagraph 5 of Section 6. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I therefore propose the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gikaria, chairperson of the committee. I now put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gikaria. Will as many as that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Then, Honorable Mili, this is now your chance to move your amendments with the rider that you will not move on what has just been deleted. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, this is actually where I'd wanted to make your life easier. I'd wanted to indicate that the import of the amendments that have been defeated by Honorable Nyikal actually affects some of my amendments. And that affects my amendment to 6A2, which is on the private sector. So therefore, I dropped that because I'd wanted to retain the private sector to have a say. Secondly, I also will drop my proposed amendment to 6A3, which also retained the voice of civil society, but which has also failed through Nyikal's amendment. And then, Chair, if you notice also, I'd actually tried to speak to the amendment by the chair of the committee, because I had a similar amendment, but for slightly different, other than the constitutional issue, but also because of the issue of indigenous knowledge. And I'll give you an example, Chair, that, for instance, in my constituency, you have old men who can tell you weather patterns. They will tell you that it is going to rain when there is no sign of rain. And they are not witches, it's just years of experience. So because that has been carried, my proposed amendment is carried. And then, Chair, for 6, also by nomination by the Commission of University Education, by the failing of Honorable Nyikals, I therefore drop mine. And then finally, Chair, for 6B was not moved by either, but it's not that important. I think I can drop it. The ones that were very keen for me, some have been carried, some have not been carried. I'm okay. So I dropped the ones which were remaining. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you for making my life more easier. I therefore now put the question that clause 6, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 8 and 9.
I propose the question that clauses 8 and 9 be part of the bill. There's no amendment. Sorry, we go back to 7. Yeah, the Honorable Nyikal has an amendment on 7.
Clause 7.
The Honorable Nyikal.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that clause 7 be amended as in the order paper. And Chair, what that means, in the order paper, it is indicating that Section 8 of the Act is amended in subsection 2 by inserting the following new paragraphs immediately after paragraph E. Chair, if you go to Section 8, it is the powers of the Cabinet Secretary. And as it is in the Act, the cabinet secretary shall formulate and practically review climate change policy, and that's okay. Coordinate negotiations on climate change, that's okay. Formulate a national agenda, and that's okay, up to E. And then what this does is now adding a whole slate of in the powers of the cabinet secretary, which is one, to advise the council on the carbon budget for trading based on Kenya's international obligations. Here there's a bit of a reversal of what we know of councils. Quite often these councils, they actually advise the cabinet secretaries. This is actually the reverse. Approve international matters, transfers of mitigation, approve measurements, reporting, and this, authorize the establishment and reduction of emissions from the deforestation and so on. Chair, it is the basic principle that what this bill does, first of all, the appointment of all the council members was basically an executive affair. And now, the cabinet secretary has basically all the powers that you would expect the council to have. So in that case, as I said earlier, Chair, it would have been just wiser to forget about this bill and create a directorate under the Ministry of Environment. So if we do this, the council will actually be rendered completely powerless because the minister will be doing everything. So, Chair, I then propose the amendment to delete that section 7. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 7 be deleted as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. I now put the question that clause 7 be deleted as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. Will as many as other opinions say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it.
No, not deleted, the nays. So you say,
I now put the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 8 and 9.
I propose the question that clauses 8 and 9 part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 8 and 9 part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. There's an amendment by the chair of the committee
Thank
on
you, Honorable.
environment for this amendment.
Thank you, Chair. This is just a typo. Honorable Chair, I beg to propose an amendment, clause 10 of the bill, amended by inserting the following new paragraph after the opening statement in subsection 3 by deleting the word county appearing in paragraph A. This is just a typo, Honorable Chair. Thank you. Country, not county, sorry.
I bet this is straightforward. It's just substituting county for country. So I propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the committee. I put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the committee. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 10 be part of the bill, as amended part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 11 and 12.
Members, I propose that the question that clauses 11 and 12 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 11 and 12 be part of the bill. Will as many as other opinion say aye? Will as many as other opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. The amendment by the chairperson of the committee. Clause 13.
Thank you, Chair. I beg to move I beg to propose that the bill be amended by deleting clause 13 and substituting with the following new clauses. There is a new clause that, do I read the whole bit? That's supposed to come later. Honorable Chair, I need your guidance because we are deleting 3, but we have a new clause that as contained in the order paper.
Just move the deletion. The one will come to the other one later.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the bill be amended by deleting clause 13 and substituting it there with the following new clauses. Thank you, Honorable.
The Honorable Chair, you're moving to delete, so stick yourself to amendment of clause 13.
Sorry, Chair. I beg to move that the bill be amended by deleting clause 13 and substituting with the new new clauses as per the order paper. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, read the amendment as it appears in the order paper now. 413 only.
Yeah, sorry, because I'm using some papers which I was given. Sorry, Chair. I beg to move that the bill be amended by deleting clause 13 and substituting that with the following new clauses. Section, that is 4, subsection 4, section 24 of the Principal Act is amended by deleting subsection 3. Thank you.
I propose the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the committee.
Chair, can the chair of the committee explain to the House what is the import of that amendment? Why is it necessary so that we can participate?
Honorable Gikaria.
Honorable Chair, it has been said here, and Millie agreed with us, and the majority speaker did agree. It's about the public participation. Honorable Speaker, public participation is a constitutional requirement, and it is the fundamental issue that every Kenyan should be given an opportunity when this kind of legislation or whatever is happening within the legislative framework. So this one is just to delete what the bill had intended to remove, the public participation. But we are going now to later to bring in the few, instead of the 60 days that is there, we will be moving a new clause to reduce it to around 28 days. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I now put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the Committee of Environment. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the counter opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Will as amended part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the counter opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. There's an amendment by the chairperson of the committee. Chairperson.
Thank you, Chair. I beg to move that the bill be amended by deleting clause 14 and substituting therefore with the new clauses. That is section 14. Section 36 of the Principal Act is amended in subsection 2 by inserting the new paragraphs immediately after paragraph B. BA, the regulations of carbon market. BB, the regulations of carbon trading. BC, the regulations of carbon registries. And lastly, BD, the regulation. Let me start. BA, the regulation of carbon markets. BB, the regulations of carbon trading. BC, the regulation of carbon registries. And BD, the regulations of non-market approaches. Thank you, Robert Chair.
I now propose a question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gikaria. I put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gikaria. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as the court of opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the court of opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
I propose the question that clause 15 part of the bill. Chairperson has an amendment.
I beg to propose that clause 15 of the bill be amended in the proposed new section 23B by inserting the words in accordance with the relevant carbon standards immediately after the word time appearing in paragraph C. B, in the proposed new section 23E by inserting the words environmental immediately after the words improve the appearing in the subsection 7, and C, by inserting the following new sections immediately after the proposed new section 23H. That is 23I. This designated national authority shall charge such fees as may be prescribed by the Cabinet Secretary in regulations for proper administration of the Act. Honorable Speaker, do I read the justification?
Part of why you give you a chance is to explain what you are amending. Just explain the input of the amendment.
Thank you. The justification of the amendment is the amendment seeks to ensure that carbon offset projects emissions are kept out of the atmosphere for a reasonable length of time in accordance with the relevant carbon standards. Carbon projects aimed to improve environmental and, in addition, to economic, social, and cultural well-being of the community around the projects, and that the Cabinet Secretary makes regulations with regard to matters touching on certain carbon trading in line with Article 94, subsection C of the Constitution. Thank you, Honourable.
Thank you. I propose. Before I propose that amendment, the chairperson had a further amendment, which I would ask him to now move so that I propose them together.
Oh, there you are. Thank you. That the clause 15 of the bill be amended in the proposed new section 23G by inserting the following new subsections immediately after subsection 3. The National Carbon Registry shall be accessible to the public. Of course, Honourable Chair, under the access to information, Honourable Chair, we cannot have a registry that is not accessible to the public, so we are making this a condition that this information of the registry is available to the public as and when they make that request. Thank you, Honourable.
Thank you. I now propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the committee.
Whereas I support A, B, and C, which the chair has explained, and I wish the chair could listen to me, whereas I support A, B, and C, which, particularly A, B, but he also amending the 23I, which he has not explained. He explained 23H. But what I get there is, again, what is happening here is the cabinet secretary has put the regulations. And you see, once again, the national authority actually is to a large extent really not doing much. Because even here, what you are seeing, it's tied with what the cabinet secretary has done. So I actually oppose that, but A and B and C I support. And I would propose, Chair, that these are actually called separately, because I may support A, B, or C, and I may not support another one, to enable us to distinguish each and support or oppose appropriately.
Thank you. The Honorable Makali.
Yeah, thank you, Chairperson. On this issue of access to the registry being accessible to the public, I thought it's like this House did pass a law in terms of access to information and all that, so that maybe, although we're just emphasizing here, but there's a general understanding that so long as it's public information, it should be accessible to every Kenyan. So even as I support it, I think that is just a fact that it must be accessible to the public.
Thank you. Members, I now put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gikaria. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 15 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Before we proceed, I wish to recognize pupils from Highland Education Center Primary School, from Tarbo in Western Gishu constituency, and students from Njenga Karume Secondary School, Molo in Nakuru County. They are welcome to follow our proceedings this morning, and I request members to join me in welcoming them to the House today. Thank you.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that clause 16 is part of the bill. Honorable Nikal, now you can prosecute a point of order.
Chair, my point of order is not on 16. The practice has been, and I think you know this and we all know it, that where you have an amendment that has many parts, it is actually better to call them in different parts. You notice Honorable Millie had to now struggle to look at parts that have been passed and parts that she wants to support. So if you put it blanket, then how does a member find out, now I want to support this bit and I don't want to support this? So I just want to bring that to your notice, that as we go on further, where there are several amendments, they should be called differently, each one, so that we can participate. Thank you, Chair.
But Honorable Nikal, if you look at clause 15, it had no parts. It had no parts. And the order, it had no parts. And the amendment that was given by the chair is a block amendment. That's why. So, of course, we always do that. But this amendment, if you look at clause 15, it had no parts to be chunked into pieces and be moved separately and differently. The Honorable Milius, what's your point of order?
Chair, just so that we move together, we are at clause 16.
Yes.
And clause 16 is proposing an...
Allow the mover to move it first before then you...
Is it a proposed deletion? That's what I want, because I don't have the...
Allow the person who also amended to move the amendment first. Then
okay,
you'll come back.
Because then I'll come
then
with
you come
my
back,
point
yes.
of order.
Yes, that's okay. So the chair...
Thank you,
amendment.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move that the bill be amended by deleting clause 16, but move a further amendment, Honorable Chair, that the bill be amended by deleting clause 16 and substituting thereof with the following new clauses. That the schedule to the Principal Act be amended in section 1, subsection 2, by deleting the word 60 appearing in the paragraph E and substituting thereof with the words 28. Honorable Chair, the justification of this is that as a committee, so as a committee, Honorable Chair, we are not agreeing with the ministry to delete public participation, but we are, as a committee, the ministry did justify that 60 days it takes too much time for them to be able, so they are requesting that we have moving a further amendment that we move it from 60 to 28 days, which is a justifiable time for, of course, enhancing the speed at which we will be able to address some of these issues, but we are retaining public participation. Thank you.
The Honorable Chair, approach the table. Sorry, members, the consultation is to make sure that we do the right thing. So, Chairperson, go ahead to move the amendment on clause 16.
Honorable Speaker,
As per the order paper.
I beg to move that the bill be amended by deleting clause 16 as per the order paper, and as per the order paper. And there is a schedule that we want to amend, a further amendment on the schedule, that the bill be amended by deleting clause 16 as per the order papers, and substituting the schedule of the principal, of the principal act as per section 1(2) by deleting the word 60 appearing in paragraph E and substituting thereof with the word 28. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gikaria. Majusi Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to support that amendment. And Honorable Speaker, just to make clear, the bill had proposed to delete the schedule on public participation. So the deletion is what Honorable Gikaria is proposing, so that the schedule remains. Then he moves a further amendment that amends the schedule, reducing the number of days for public participation from 60 days to 28 days. And I support.
Thank you so much. The Honorable Nyikal.
Yeah, again, this is one where we could actually call in two, but I think it may not be necessary. Yeah, the principal issue that comes here is that we are fighting public participation in any way we can. We removed it in 4, so deleting it in 16 makes sense. But then you say, okay, even if you are going to do it, we won't allow you those many days. It is 20. So 28 days. We're making it perfunctory, just that there is. So I oppose the deletion. Now, if I want to oppose the changing of 28 days while I support the other one, how do I do it? Because I want 28 days to be removed to remain as it is. This is what I was saying. Sometimes you have to now look. I agree it should be deleted, but 28 days should be, I want 28 days to remain 60. Guide me on how to do that.
This is the guidance there.
Yes, Chair.
If you had been keen, you'd have then moved an amendment to retain it at 60. That's what should have happened.
Chair, therefore, with your guidance, and there are times that it is allowed to do this on the floor, I therefore want to be given time to move that to amend the amendment so that 60 days it stays. Further amendment.
You don't have to do that. You just have to vote against it. That's it. Honorable Makali.
You know, Chairperson, what is happening? We are in agreement. We need to have public participation. And I think what we are saying is the time being allowed for public participation. If we are really serious with public participation, 28 days might be not enough. So I'm pleading with the chairperson of the committee, because he's the one who's moving the amendment, to change the number from 28 possibly to 40 or 45 days, so that we're also fair to the public. We are talking about public participation in the whole country where need be. 28 days would be such a small number that it might not be fair. But if we want to be effective public participation, Honorable Gikaria, I plead with you, because you are the mover.
Thank you.
Move it to 45
Thank
days.
you. The Honorable Mili. The Honorable Ichungwa.
Thank you.
Allow Majority Leader a minute, Honorable Mili.
Sorry, Chair, to interrupt, but on a point of order, I think you probably did not get the gist of the argument by Professor Nyikal. You were asking if the way in which Honorable Gikaria has moved that particular amendment, Honorable Nyikal is okay with the first part of deletion. Yes. Then he has a problem with the further amendment. Yes. So I wanted to propose, can we then first vote for the first part of the amendment as it is on the order paper, then vote for the further amendment, so that where Nyikal and Makali don't agree with the chair, then they can vote in the negative. Isn't it? And I think we'll be sorted that way.
We will give that indulgence at the right time. Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, of course, I also want to join Honorable Nyikal and Mekali that I support the amendment as per the order paper. Chair, I'd request to borrow your ear. Chair, I know that men are not very good at multitasking. So I beg to borrow your ear. Thank you, Chair. Chair, I just want to request that, and agree with Honorable Ichungwa, that if we can move by section, so that, because we are supporting the first part which retains public participation. However, I want to make a further appeal to you, because this process, as you already know, because of the time constraints, it may not be possible, especially because the chair has just moved a further amendment, which we are not aware about. Because then we would have done an amendment with amendment. I would actually encourage that you allow us, personally I wouldn't want to say to put it at 60, but to meet somewhere in the middle that we put it at 40. If you can allow us to bring a further amendment to the chair's amendment so that we put it at 40, because then it becomes meaningful participation. So Chair, with your indulgence, because it happens all the time, we can bring amendments here and we bring to you and you approve. If you can allow Honorable Nyikal to bring an amendment to put it maybe to 40 days, and I persuade Honorable Nyikal to move away from the 60 to 40. Otherwise, I support the earlier, the amendment as per the order paper of 16 to retain public participation. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable members, if you've been following, I will guide as follows, that we'll vote on the chair's amendments twice. We'll vote first on the first amendment, then after that we'll vote on the further amendment. I will also allow the Honorable Nyikal to bring a further amendment to the Honorable Gikaria's further amendment. So therefore, honorable members, you know, we are house of rules and we always have to follow rules. If you look at the order paper, there's only a single amendment on clause 16. And if, therefore, we vote on that clause and we carry it, then there'll be nothing existing for us to carry Honorable Gikaria's amendment and even the further amendment. And therefore, Nyikal, now we go back to what you said earlier, that there are times when you have to move the question together. This is one of the times when, if you don't move it together, we will not have any foot to stand on to move the further amendment. And therefore, allow me, Honorable Nyikal, I will therefore want us to put the question together. But before we do that, I will allow the Honorable Nyikal to move his further amendment to the Honorable Gikaria amendment about the days. So go ahead. There's Honorable Millie. Honorable Millie, go ahead.
Yeah, Chair, you do realize, because I know you are one of the diligent members, that at this stage, sometimes we persuade each other.
Yes.
If Honorable Nyikal moves his amendment and it is not popular with the majority, it will fail.
Yes.
If they agree, then it would be better for the chair himself to move the amendment instead of Honorable Nyikal.
I will give the Honorable Nyikal, the Honorable Gikaria, and the Majority Leader 1 minute
to talk to each other 1 minute so that we can move together. Yeah.
The Honorable Gikaria. This isn't a Bomas matter. It's a very small matter. This doesn't belong to Bomas. We just clear it and we... Okay, great. Great. So now... I now put the question, members, that clause 16 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gikaria. Will as many other opinions say aye? Will as many other contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 16 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many other opinions say aye? Will as many other contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it.
New clauses, new clause 13A.
The mover to the new clause 13A, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move that the bill be amended by inserting the following new clauses immediately after clause 13. New clause 13A, the bill be amended by inserting the following new clauses immediately. Section 13A. Section 33, the Principal Act is amended by inserting the following new subsection immediately after subsection 1. 1A, a person who, A, willingly conducts an authorized trade in carbon credit.
The Honorable Gikaria, you are going well, but if you could just start your statement by saying that the new clause 13A be now read a second time, then you proceed to explain.
The new clause 13A be read a second time. That section 13A, section 33 of the Principal Act is amended by inserting the following new subsection immediately after subsection 1. 1A, a person who, A, willingly conducts an authorized trade in carbon credit. B, knowingly gives false, misleading information with respect to environmental or financial gains from the carbon market investments. C, manipulates carbon credit measurements in order to gain additional measurements. D, engages in money laundering through carbon trading. E, knowingly sells carbon credit.
The Honorable Gikaria, I would propose just explain. You don't have to read every section. Just explain to us the import of the amendment and we proceed.
The import of the amendment, Honorable Chair, is that the amendment seeks to provide offences and penalties with respect to the carbon market, which had not been provided for. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, members. I now propose that the question that the new clause 13A be now read a second time. Don't label Nikal. 1 minute.
Chair, I know they're looking tense. I support this because we have to actually put sanctions.
Thank you.
Carbon trade is going to be a very important issue and can be abused. And these are addressing such abuses. I support.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, I support this amendment. It's very important because carbon credits are being misused and it's being used for money laundering. So I support the Chairman.
Thank you. I now put the question that the new clause 13A be now read a second time. Will as many other opinions say aye? Aye. Will as many other opinions say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that the new clause 13A be part of the bill. 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, just as I support this amendment to be part of this law, I know this drafting issue, but the issue of not exceeding, the fine looks very good, 500 million shillings. The sentence of 10 years looks very good, but when you say not exceeding, it means you can even do 0, and I think really, this is a matter to me I think we need to think through, because I don't know how it should be done, but I thought would have been more specific in terms so that it becomes like a deterrent issue. But I support.
Thank you. I now put the question, members, that the new clause 13A be part of the bill. Will the husband of that opinion say aye? Will the husband of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 13B.
A mover, the chairperson of the committee.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 13B be read a second time. Section 35 of the Principal Act is amended, A, by numbering the existing provisions as subsection 1, and B, inserting the following new subsection immediately after subsection 1, that is subsection 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, and 15 of this Act shall not apply to entities that have existing carbon projects for a period of one year. Honorable Chair, the justification for this is that the bill had not provided. Already we have existing players, investors, that if we don't give them this transition period, then maybe the Act might come and render them not in business. So what we have agreed to do is that we are giving a provision of 1 year for them to be able to comply with the new Act, and then they can continue so that we don't stop investors from going on with their business. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that the new clause 13B be now read a second time. I now put the question that the new clause 13B be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as that opinion or contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that the new clause 13B be part of the bill. I put the question that the new clause 13B be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? Members, may I request that we be attentive so that we vote audibly.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 part of the bill. Chair, you have an amendment to clause 2?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move that clause 2 of the bill be amended. In A, in the definition of carbon market, by inserting the word products immediately after the word initiatives. B, in the definition of carbon offsets, by inserting the words with equivalent number of emissions immediately after the word compensate. And C, by deleting the definition of carbon project and substituting thereof with the following new definition. Carbon project means interventions including programs, projects, and products designed to remove, reduce, sequester, or avoid carbon emissions. And D, in the definition of stakeholders, by inserting the new word community immediately after the word business. Honorable Chair, this is just to give strength or more further clarification to the respective clause. Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable members, I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Honourable Gikaria. I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Honourable Gikaria. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 2 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I now propose the question that the title be the title of the bill. I put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will someone of that opinion say aye? Will someone of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I now propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Before I finish, these members allow me to welcome students from Njenga Karume Secondary School, Molo, students from Molo Secondary School itself, in Molo again, and students from Changuan Secondary School, Molo, all of three of them from Nakuru County. They are welcome to follow the proceedings of the House this morning. Members, we welcome our pupils by stamping our feet. It's always the tradition. I also wish to recognize the Speaker's Gallery, the students from Koiwa Central Secondary School, from Konoin constituency in Bomet County. They are welcome to follow our proceedings this morning. I've started with these ones. So what do we do? May I now call the mover of this bill to report? Majority Leader is the mover of this. You're moving for reporting, Majority Leader.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Climate Change Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 42 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Climate Change Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 42 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Members, we will not move to reporting, we'll move to the next bill, which is the anti-money laundering bill. Where is it? You have a point of order or want to?
No.
The Honorable Murugara, I would wish to request you to be very attentive on this so that we bite it fast. Give it a minute.
My card.
Give it a minute.
All right. Thank you. They know where I am.
I don't see him in the house. Is the Honorable Shakil in the house? So, honorable members, as you realize, the anti-money laundering bill is called the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill number 35 of 2023 has provisions that capture or that cut across so many other acts of parliament, what you'd call omnibus. And therefore, I would request members who have amendments on this to be very attentive so that we're able to move fast. So we'll start with Honorable Shakil Shabir if he's in the House.
Let me read the act.
Order. Order.
Provisions relating to extradition, contiguous and foreign countries act, Cap 76.
Honorable Shakil, if he's not there, I propose the question that the provision relating to section 7A immediately after section 7 of the bill be amended, be part of the bill. Honorable Shakil is not there, so we drop the amendments relating to Honorable Shakil. I then go on to propose the question of the provision relating to section 10A be part of the bill. Honorable Mrugara.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I propose that Section 10A of the Extradition, Contiguous and the Foreign Countries Act, Cap 76, be amended as per the order paper. The justification is that we have to harmonize the expeditious disposal of the matter and also protect the human rights of a fugitive who has to be extradited. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that provision relating to section 10A be amended as proposed. I now put the question that the provision relating to section 10A be amended as proposed by Honorable Mrugara. Will, as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? I now put the question that provision relating to section 10A as amended be part of the bill. Will, as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to extradition, Commonwealth Countries Act, Cap 77.
I propose the question, the provisions relating to subsection 7, subsection be part of the bill. Honorable Shakil? On the House, so it's dropped. I go ahead to propose the question, the provision relating to section 13A be part of the bill. Honorable Mrugara?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the proposal is similar to what we have done for the extradition, contiguous foreign countries. It's purely to propose that section 13A be part of the, 13A be amended as per the order paper. And the rationale is the same as we have expeditious disposal of persons to be extradited. We have also to ensure that their human rights are protected. Human, legal rights, and all rights. Thank you.
I propose the question that the provisions of relating to section 13A be part of the bill, be amended as proposed by the Honorable Mrugara. Any takers on this? I now put the question. Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Chairman, the amendment is proper, especially because these people, these fugitives, many times do not have competent legal representation. But could I ask the Chair to include in his amendments in this area of consent, where he's saying that the consent obtained under this section shall blah blah. Could you, if you don't mind, it will only reinforce what you have there, that it should be in writing, consent should be in writing so that we avoid situations in which these consents are derived at orally by way of extrajudicial means, including torture and so on. If you could further amend, which just reinforces the amendment that you are having, that the consent will be in writing. I hope we will be in a better footing.
The Honorable Murugara, just take your seat a minute. The Honorable Justice Kamei.
Chair, thank you, Chair. I wish to support the amendment by the Honorable Murugara, Chair, that much as we recognize that fugitives may have committed a crime here and there, we must honor their constitutional rights as while we are also expediting the issue of extradition. So, Chair, I do support. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Murugara.
Thank you. I've heard a proposal by Honorable TJ, but I wish to confirm that this consent is actually in writing. Essentially, you can see it is actually being witnessed. It cannot be witnessed in an oral manner. But however, there may come a time when the consent has to be taken in court, and therefore it will have to be through oral proceedings in the court. Again, possibly the court will be the witness. I think we leave it as it is. There is latitude for both of them. Thank you.
Thank you. And members, this is for all members. Order. It used to be, and I would encourage it to be always, that where we have, you want to request a member to amend the amendment, just talk to them before, not on the floor. Just talk to them before so that we have some agreement, so that when you're speaking, the person being requested also has knowledge. It makes a lot of sense and makes work very easy. Members, I go on to put the question. The provisions relating to section 13A be amended as proposed by Honorable Murugara. Will, as many of that opinion, say aye? Aye. Will, as many of the contrary opinion, say nay? The ayes have it. We had a simple amendment on section 13A by Honorable Shakil, but it's not in, so it's dropped. I go ahead to put the question. The provisions relating to section 13A as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the State Corporations Act, Cap 446.
I propose the question that provisions relating to section provisions relating to State Corporations Act, Cap 446, be part of the bill. I now put the question that the provisions relating to section go ahead.
Mr. Chair, you know, we are dealing with what you're describing as omnibus omnibus legislation. So permit us, the report is fairly big. The act is also fairly big. If you could, if we want to be together, please point to us the areas of the bill which we are handling at every given period of time, the page if possible, and because we are looking at the order paper at the same time we are looking at the committee's reports, and you know that there are several committees that have handled this. So just so that we are being with you, please just guide us in specific pages that we are handling where we come to amendments.
No, that's so much in order, Senior. We are now dealing with page 1067 of the bill. Page 1067. I don't know if the order paper, what number it is in the order paper. The order paper is page 936 in the bill, page 1067. So in the order paper, because there's no amendments, you won't find it in the order paper, but on the text of the bill, page 1067. Honorable members, I am now putting the question that the provisions relating to the State Corporations Act, Cap 446, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Capital Markets Act, Cap 485A.
I propose the question that provisions relating to the Capital Markets Act, Cap 485A, be part of the bill. This is, members, on again page 1067 of the bill. I propose a question that provisions relating to section 12 of the Capital Markets Act 485 be part of the bill. Mover, Honorable Kuria Kimani.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move that the Capital Markets Act be amended as per the order paper.
What is the import of the amendment?
So this, Honorable Chair, is to align with the Bill of Rights so that we ensure that even the people affected by the Act has powers to, their rights are not infringed as per the Bill of Rights.
Thank you. Any takers on that? I propose the question, the provision relating to section 12 of the Capital Markets Act 485A be amended as proposed. I put the question that the provisions relating to section 12 of the Capital Markets Act Amendment Cap 486 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Kimani Kuria. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to section 12 of the Capital Markets Act Cap 485 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New section 12A and B.
I propose the question that the provision relating to new sections 12A and B of the Capital Markets Act Cap 485A be part of the bill. Honorable Kuria.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I move that the amendment be done as per the order paper. So this is cutting across several sectors, several acts on the Insurance Act, and mainly it is what I said in aligning this with Article 24 of the Constitution on the limitation of.
Honorable Kuria, we are still at the capital markets.
Okay.
You are remembering.
Oh, okay, yes. I beg to move, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that this amendment be as per the order paper and the explanation I have given above in terms of limitation of rights. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that the provisions relating to sections new clauses 12A and 12B be amended as proposed. I now put the question that the provisions relating to sections new clauses 12A and B be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provision relating to new clauses 12A and B as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say? Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New section 35A and 35B.
I propose the question that provision relating to new sections 35A and 35B be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that section 34A and 35B, these amendments to the Capital Markets Act. 35A B and 35B be amended as per the order paper.
Just.
Again, same reason I had given above. This is to align this with the Constitution on the on justification on human rights, so that we make sure that the rights of these people are not infringed. So this is just in line with the Constitution in terms of infringement of human rights.
Thank you. I propose, members, the question that the provisions relating to new clauses 35A and 35B of the Capital Markets Act Cap 485A be amended as proposed. Yes, Honorable TJ. Give the Honorable Kajwang the mic. Just give him the one next. Yeah? Which one?
Mr. Chair, I know you said that with good wisdom that we should approach the chairs of the committees to discuss these issues. But as you know, we have just explained that it is coming from several committees, and many of them, we are interacting with them. You can see the speed with which this legislation is going. So just indulge us in a few things. We just want to make good legislation in particular areas. And I am just looking at 35B, and I agree this is a beautiful way of entrenching people's fundamental rights and limiting them by statute. I think that is what the courts have ruled before. But Chair, if you consider, the committee chair, if you consider 35B in subsection 2, where a person is suspected or accused of any offense under this act, the person's home or property may be searched. If you just do a further amendment, a small one, and say the person's home or property may, with a warrant, be searched. Just add the word warrant, with a warrant, be searched. Now, that would make sure that these people who are looking for fugitives or harassing people in their homes and so on would have to obtain a warrant before a magistrate or before a judge, and therefore there would be some type of proceedings in which these people are able to protect their rights. So just the words, the person's home or property may, with a warrant, be searched. Thank you, Chair. I know there is already in the law, including 35A is in the law, it is in the Constitution. This is why we are repeating it. The entire 35A that persons will enjoy fundamental freedoms and rights, that is in the law, it's in the Constitution. So we are just being very clear, and we are being particular, especially you followed what happened to Miguna. Yes, we abandoned him because he abandoned us before we abandoned. But I don't want to waste Chair's time. Miguna was visited by people who, without warrant, searched his home. And searching a home cannot be tasteful if you want. So with a warrant, that now brings those proceedings before a magistrate or the court. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Now, I want to hear from the Honorable Kuria. I'll come to you, the Honorable Kela.
I think, Honorable Chair, I want to agree with my senior, Honorable TJ Kajwang, that when we make these laws, we should make them for prosperity. And therefore, if adding the word warrant assures that the rights of these people will be better taken care of, it's an amendment that we are willing to accommodate. So we agree that we adopt Honorable TJ Kajwang's amendment and add that the person's home or property may be searched with a warrant. With that, I move on, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate Chairperson. Are we dealing with the same issue? Okay, the Honorable Okello.
Chair, thank you very much. And I want to thank the Chair of Finance for accepting the change. Because again, we have seen areas where certain sections of the law are susceptible to abuse by the powers that be. And we have lately seen how, without proper definition, government can interfere, so to speak, in the name of political vendetta. So if a warrant will be coming from a court of law, a competent court of law, Honorable Speaker, then that is the line to take, and I support the amendment.
Thank you, the Honorable. 1 minute, the Honorable Martins of Niwa.
Chair, this is very important.
also, could this be applied on 2C? Chair, the financial information of people, families, and private affairs is very, very important. Could that be applied as well? Because if just left open, these are very important documents families do have and individuals. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Members, Honorable Kuria.
You know, I would nudge my honorable colleagues, since we have accommodated the issue of needing to have a warrant of arrest for searching property, we don't necessarily have to add that to information because, Honorable Chair, all these laws must be within the confines of law. So we would even expect that sharing of this information would be within the Data Protection Act. And therefore, us passing this law does not give any powers to break any other law of the land. And with that, I don't think we really need to add that. So I think the amendment by TJ Kajwang suffices in terms of enshrining the rights of those people.
Perfect. I think I like the spirit. Bipartisan spirit is the best. I now go ahead to put the question that the provisions relating to sections 35A and 35B of the Capital Markets Act, Cap 485A, be amended as proposed. Will, as many other opinions, say aye? Will, as one opinion, say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that the provisions relating to section 35A and 35B of the Capital Markets Bill Act as amended part of the bill. Will, as one of that opinion, say aye? Aye. Will, as one of the Capital opinion, say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Insurance Act, Cap 487.
I propose the question that provisions relating to section 128 of the Insurance Act be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the Insurance Act be amended as per the order paper. So essentially, this amendment, Honorable Chair, is aligning that with the existing tax laws, where we are required to keep records for any business for 7 years. So we are deleting the word 5 and replacing that with 7, so that it is in line with our tax law that requires any company or any business to hold their records for a period of 7 years.
Members, I propose the question that provisions relating to section 128 of the Insurance Act be amended as proposed. Any takers? I now put the question that the provisions relating to section 28 of the Insurance Act be amended as proposed. Will, as one of that opinion, say aye? Aye. Will, as one of the counter opinion, say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to section 128 of the Insurance Act as amended be part of the bill. Will, as one of that opinion, say aye? Will, as one of the counter opinion, say nay? The ayes have it.
New sections 196B, 196D, 196E, and 196E.
I propose the question that the provision relating to sections, new sections 196B, 196C, and 196D be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the Insurance Act be amended as per the order paper, amending 196C, D, and E. And Honorable Chair, this is again what I explained above in ensuring that the rights, that this is in line with Article 24 of our Constitution on Bill of Rights.
Thank you. I propose the question that the provisions relating to new sections 196B, D, and E be amended as proposed. I now put the question that new provisions related to new clauses 96B, C, D, and E be amended as proposed. The Honorable Kajo.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, these two, just like what we have come through in 196E, where a person is suspected or accused of an offense under this act, the person's home or property may, with a warrant, be searched. You know, I don't begrudge the chair. You know, he had moved C, D, E together, and so he could have not been particular to the amendment. So in E, it just bespeaks what we have just come from in the other one. So if the chair could indulge me, he could put a further amendment and we can vote it together.
The Honourable Chair.
Yeah, again, Honourable Chair, we heed to Honourable TJ's amendment as we decided on the other clause before, so I beg to move that the clause be amended by inserting the word with a warrant of arrest as proposed by Honourable TJ Kajwang, and with that I beg to move.
Great. I now put the question that the provisions relating to new clauses 19C, D, and E be amended as proposed. Will, as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provision relating to the new sections, new clauses 19C, D, and E be as amended be part of the bill. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Will as one of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Section 205.
I propose the question that the provisions relating to sections 205 of the Central Bank, which act? Of the Insurance Act be part of the bill. Mover.
Honourable Chair, I beg to move that the Insurance Act be amended as per the order paper, and this is the same reason as above, to make sure it's in line with Article 24 of our Constitution on human rights.
Thank you. I propose the question that the provisions relating to Section 205 of the Insurance Act be amended as proposed. I put the question that the provisions relating to Section 205 of the Insurance Act be amended as proposed. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to Section 205 of the Insurance Act as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Banking Act, Cap 488.
I propose the question that provision relating to Section 2 of the Banking Act be part of the bill. Mover.
Yeah. Honourable Chair, I beg to move that the amendment onto the Banking Act be as per the order paper. And Honourable Chair, the proposed definition is seeking to define the terms as contained in the bill, and this enables the vetting of beneficiary owners who are significant shareholders in money remittance providers. This requires that CBK, money remittance providers, and digital credit providers be identified. With that, I beg to move, Honourable Chair.
Thank you. And I propose a question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Banking Act be amended as proposed. Any takers? I put the question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Banking Act be amended as proposed. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Banking Act as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Section 33E1.
I propose the question that the provision relating to Section 33E1 of the Banking Act be part of the bill. Mover.
So, Honourable Chair, I beg to move that the amendment be as per the order paper, and this is in line with the Article 24 on human rights.
Members, I propose the question that the provisions relating to Section 33E1 of the Banking Act be amended as proposed. I now put the question that the provisions relating to Section 33E1 be amended as proposed. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to Section 33E1 of the Banking Act as amended be part of the bill? Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New section 54A. 54A and B.
I propose the question that the provisions relating to new clauses 54A and 54B be part of the bill. Mover?
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that 54A and 54B be part of the bill. And Honorable Chair, if I am correct, this would again require that we amend the words, the person's home or property may be searched to include warrant, as proposed by Honorable T.J. Kajwang. So I beg to move with amendment that we add the words with search with warrant as earlier proposed. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. Members, I propose the question that the provisions relating to new sections 54A and 54B be amended as proposed by the Honorable Courier. I put the question. The provision. Yes, Honorable Kajwang.
Yeah, just for records, the chair is referring you to 54B, subsection 2A.
Yes.
The words
yes.
with warrant.
I'm with you totally. Thank you. I now put the question that the provisions relating to new sections 54A and 54B of the Banking Act be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to the new clauses 54A and 54B as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Members, before we proceed, I just wish to recognize the presence of Changwan Secondary School from Molo constituency in Nakuru County, and pupils from Dalani Primary School, Yatta constituency, Machakos County, in the public gallery. They are welcome to follow the proceedings of the House this afternoon.
Provisions relating to the Central Bank of Kenya Act, Cap 491.
I propose the question that provisions relating to Section 4A of the Central Bank of Kenya Act Cap 491 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, maybe before I move, if I could urge you, I would like to welcome the students from Molo constituency who are welcome to observe our proceedings today. Today we have a total of 650 students from different schools across the constituency. So we make sure we give them this time to come and observe our proceedings. And of course, they're coming to Nairobi is also a big thing. I could write a book about my first trip to Nairobi, but that's a story for another day.
They are most welcome.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. So, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I would like to move that the Central Bank Act be amended as per the order paper, and I had given this explanation before, that this the proposed definition seek to define the terms as contained in the bill, and this will enable the vetting of the beneficial owners who are significant shareholders in money remittance providers, and this will also further require Central Bank of Kenya, all money remittance providers, digital credit providers, to identify the persons who are exercising ultimate control in a money remittance provider or a digital credit provider. With that, I beg to move on, Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that the provisions relating to Section 4A of the Central Bank of Kenya, Cap 491, be amended as proposed. Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Chair, did we deal with Microfinance Act? My order paper seems to suggest Microfinance Act before the Central Bank Act. That's why I was lost, and I was trying to get where I am.
No, you're right. We are coming to microfinance shortly after this.
Okay, thank you.
Just after this, shortly. Members, allow me to go back on the Central Bank of Kenya Act. And what we are proposing to do is to, in that case, amend the definition section. So I would request the chairperson to come back.
Oh, yes. So, Honorable Chair, yes.
So that just take your seat. So that I'll be proposing the question that provisions relating to Section 2 of the Central Bank of Kenya Act be amended, be part of the bill. Then you now can move. Just move the way you moved.
So I repeat what I did.
Yeah, same thing.
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the Central Bank Act be amended as per the order paper. Yes. And I don't think, Honorable Chair, I need to belabor on the justification of it. So I beg to move that the Central Bank Act be amended as per the order paper.
Thank you. I propose the question of the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Central Bank of Kenya Act be amended as proposed. I now put the question that the provision relating to Section 2 be amended as proposed. Honorable Kuria. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that provision relating to Section 2 of the Central Bank of Kenya Act as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Members, I wish now to propose the provisions relating to new sections 51A, new section 51A, 51B, 51C, and 51D be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Section 51A, B, and C and D be amended as per the order paper.
Justification? Justification on this?
Honorable Chair, this new provision of 51A, B, and D is seeking to give powers on anti-money laundering, combating and enhancing terrorism and counterfeit purification in terms of their financial matters, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I now propose the question that the provisions relating to sections 51A, B, C, and D, immediately after section 51, be amended as proposed by the Honorable Kuria. Any takers on this? I put the question. You want to say something, Honorable Kajwang? Go ahead.
I'm just reminding the chair of page. I don't know what page of this is the other paper, but
it's 51D. You want to refer to 51D, right?
With a warrant on subsection 2A.
The Honorable Chair, 51D, if you want to do the same honors again.
Yes, again, Honorable Chair, in the spirit of making sure that we protect the rights of every Kenyan, I propose that we add the new words with a warrant as proposed by my good friend Honorable T.J. Kajwang, and as I had proposed in the earlier amendment, so that no search can be done to anyone's property or home without a warrant of arrest, without a search warrant being issued.
Thank you. The Honorable Nyamai.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I would like to support the chairman and also agree with the Honorable T.J. Kajwang. Looking at what is stated in A, B, C, and D is quite heavy, so it is important that it is done with a warrant. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. I now put the question that the provisions relating to new sections 51A, 51B, 51C, and D be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to new sections 51A, B, C, and D of the Central Bank of Kenya Act as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Microfinance New Act 2006.
Thank you. I propose the question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Microfinance Act 06 be part of the bill. Honorable Kuria.
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the Microfinance Act be amended as per the order paper. Again, this Honorable Chair is making sure that this is in line with Article 24 of our Constitution in terms of infringement of human rights. But again, the same spirit of the other amendments that you've done before, I would propose that 48B.
We are not there yet. We are just at 2 yet.
Oh, okay, fine. So I beg to move that the Microfinance Act be amended as per the order paper.
And members, this has been explained, just that the microfinance deals with the microfinance institutions, and the banking act deals with the banks. But in terms of the explanation about the beneficial owner and the significant shareholder are the same totally. So I would therefore propose the question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Microfinance Act of 06 be amended as proposed. Any takers? I now put the question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Microfinance Act of 06 be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Microfinance Act as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Members, I propose the question that provisions relating to Section 36C of the Microfinance Act 06 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I propose that yes, the Microfinance Act be amended as per the order paper. Oh yes, that's where we add. So, Honorable Chair, if I'll indulge you, I propose a further amendment to the Microfinance Act on 47B, 2A, where we're saying the person's home or property may be searched, to add the word that the person's home or property may be searched with a warrant.
The Honorable Kuria, you realize that 36C has two parts of it. So the first part talks about deleting the word 20.
Oh,
so would you want to explain that?
Okay, fine. So let me start. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the Microfinance Act be amended as per the order paper. And this is deleting the word 20 that are appearing on subsection 2A. And I'm starting that, therefore, with the word 5. That would be the first part. And then part...
What is the justification for that?
Give me a second, Honorable Chair.
Okay. And Chair, after that, you allow us to put a question on that one first before you go to the next.
So, Honorable Chair, thank you for your indulgence. This amendment is reducing the penalty from the penalty of 20 million to making it 5 million. And this, Honorable Chair, is to make the penalties less punitive in the event that someone finds that they may not have done as per the Act. So the deletion of 20 and replacing thereof with 5 is to make the penalties less punitive by reducing the penalty from 20 million shillings to 5 million shillings.
Members, I propose the question that provision relating to Section 36C be amended as proposed. Go ahead, Honorable Shakil.
Speaker, sir, as much as I appreciate the attempt to try and reduce the burden of non-compliance. I think there is, the reason 20 was put there was that it will be a warning, sort of of action that if it's a 20 million, then somebody will take it more seriously. But if you now reduce it back to the proposed 5 million, others are going to take this with a pinch of salt. I feel that this, we have to come back into a society where we are able to rule and accept and work within rules. So I do oppose the reduction from 20 to 5.
This can go either way. Members, I put the question. Dr. Honorable Wangwe.
I want to support the Chair of Finance, Honorable Chair, by reducing the fine from the penalty from 20 to 5. The reason being, Honorable Chair, it's not that when you have fined more, you'll have to comply. Compliance, Honorable Chair, does not originate from the amount that is fined, but how flexible you are to comply with the law. Therefore, I wish to support that.
I want this to go either way, and therefore put the question. You want to? I want to put the question on this matter, that the provisions relating to section 36C be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Go ahead. I go ahead now to propose the question that provisions relating to new sections of 47A and 47B of the Microfinance Act of 06 be part of the bill. Mover?
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Section 47A and Section 48B be amended as per the order paper. And again, this is an amendment to the Microfinance Act. And this one, Honorable Chair, I beg to move a further amendment that 47B be further amended, Section 2A, by adding the words warrant, so that 2A reads, the person's home or property may be searched with a warrant as proposed in the other clauses. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that the provisions relating to new sections 47A and 47B be amended as proposed by the Honorable Courier. I put the question that the provisions relating to new sections 47A and 47B of the Microfinance Act of 06 be amended as proposed. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to new sections 47A and 47B of the Microfinance Act of 06 be, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the counter opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act, number 3 of 2003.
Members, I wish to propose the question that provisions relating to various sections of the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act, number 3 of 03, be part of the bill. I put the question that the provisions relating to a number of sections in Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act, number 3 of 03, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the counter opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2009, number 9 of 2009.
Honorable members, this notify you that the Act, Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09 has a number of amendments, and I will start by proposing the question that the provision relating to Section 2 of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act be part of the bill. Mover?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that Section 2 of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act be amended as per the order paper. This is purely to have a definition of self-regulatory body, meaning the Law Society of Kenya, as proposed by the Law Society itself.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act 09 be amended as proposed. Yes, Honorable Kajun.
I think this is where, Mr. Chair, just remind us so that we move together where we are on this, this amendment concerning...
This is page 936 of the order paper.
Yes,
936 of the order paper.
Okay, things have moved from digital, from paper to digital, making some of us very unhappy. But Chair, generally, I want to support the Chair that to the extent that the Law Society has been made a self-regulatory entity in this bill, serves a lot of purposes. Eases a lot of problems that we have had before. I would just be waiting at the particular amendment on the self-regulatory body to make sure that the Law Society also has powers to make regulations that would self-regulate it effectively as has been proposed. The chair of JLAC is listening. I have supported, but I'm waiting for this specific amendment that bringing in Law Society as a self-regulating body with powers to make regulations. Mr. Chair, you know you are in delegated legislation, chair of JLAC. Yes, chair of JLAC, you served in committee on delegated legislation. And you know that if the section does not expressly provide for powers to make regulations under it, it would be it would not be useful even if they were to regulate. And so I'm waiting for that provision in which then you expressly say then that the Law Society has the powers to make regulations for under that section for self-regulation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Honorable Murugara.
That is an observation that may come in when we go to amend the Law Society of Kenya Act. It's not relevant to this particular proposal or what I have moved. So what I have moved remains what I have moved, which is an amendment to Section 2 to insert this definition of a self-regulatory body to mean the Law Society of Kenya.
Thank you. There's the Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I don't know if the Honorable Chair of the Justice Committee was actually listening to Honorable Kajwang. Honorable Kajwang was just throwing a caution that when you actually come to the part of self-regulating by the Law Society later, that you need to actually put regulations. And as a lawyer, I think that is important, not now. So perhaps if you, I notice you are a little distracted by the leader of majority you are consulting. So maybe it would be nice if you listened to that. It's coming later, not now.
The Honorable Rugara, these tomorrow members are with you on your proposal. They are not opposing your proposal. They're just giving you a proposal that when the right time comes,
give me this. They're just being preemptive. Let's cross the bridge when we come there. The Law Society has a section on making regulations in the body of it. So every section is
order. I think we are moving very well with the bipartisan spirit from the morning. I would encourage the same spirit as we go on with this particular. Let's go on, members. I now put the question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Proceedings of Crime and Anti-Laundering Act of 09 be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to Section 2 of the Proceedings of Crime and Anti-Laundering Act of 09 as amended be part of the bill. As many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Section 8.
I propose the question that the provisions relating to Section 8 of the Proceedings of Crime and Anti-Laundering Act be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I move that the new subsection 4 be inserted as proposed on the order paper. The justification is to ensure that advocates, notaries, public, and other independent legal professions are not guilty of the offense of tipping off if they actually do what this section provides. Tipping off is an offense under various laws in the country.
Thank you. I propose a question that the provisions relating to Section 8 of the Proceedings of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act be amended as proposed. I put the question that the provisions relating to Section 8 of the Proceedings of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09 be amended as proposed. Will as many other opinions say aye? Aye. Will as many contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to Section 8 of the Proceedings of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09 be as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question, members, that the provisions relating to sections 36(1), 36(2), 36(a)(2), 36(a), 36(a)(4), 36(a)(5), 36(a)(5)(c), 35(6)(5)(d), 36(a)(6), 36(a)(7) be part of the bill. Mover.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I propose that section 36, right from 1 to 36(a)(7) be amended as proposed on the order paper. This is purely routine to ensure that the self-regulatory body is now captured in the Act, and this refers to the Law Society of Kenya.
I propose the question that the provisions relating to sections 36(1), 36(2), 36(a)(2), 36(a), 36(a)(4), 36(a)(5), 36(a)(5)(d), 36(a)(6), 36(a)(7) be amended as proposed. Any checkers? I now put the question that the provisions relating to sections 36(1), 36(2), 36(a)(2), 36(a), 36(a)(4), 36(a)(5)(c), 36(a)(5)(d), 36(a)(6), and 36(a)(7 be amended as proposed. Will as many as other opinions say aye? Will as many other opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Members, I now put the question that the provisions relating to sections 36(1), 36(2), 36(a)(2), 36(a), 36(a)(4), 36(a)(5)(c), 36(a)(5)(d), 36(a)(6), 36(a)(7 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as other opinions say aye? Will as many of the other opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Honourable members, I propose the question that provisions relating to section 44 of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09 be part of the bill. Mover.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I propose that the new section 30, subsection 3A, 3B, and 3C be amendments as shown on the order paper.
Chairperson, just a minute. Remember that section 44 has two. You are making a proviso before you go to the new subsections. So will you move the proviso?
Yes. Thank you very much. The first is section 44 proviso is be adopted as shown on the order paper, and this is purely to ensure that lawyers, notaries, and other independent legal professions may submit their reports to the Law Society of Kenya, which now becomes a self-regulating body.
Members, I propose the question of the provisions relating to section 44, sub 3 be amended as proposed. And I put the question that the provisions relating to section 44, provision 3 be amended as proposed. Will as many other opinions say aye? Will as many other opinions say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question. I now put the question that the provision relating to section 44, provision 3, as amended be part of the bill. Will as many other opinions say aye? Will as many other opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Members, I now wish to propose the question that the provisions relating to the insertion of new subsection 3A, 3B, and 3C to the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09 be part of the bill. Mover.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I propose that section 44, subsection 3 be amended as shown on the order paper to include the new provisions of subsection 3A, 3B, and 3C, purely to ensure that this aligns with the Law Society of Kenya being a self-regulating body and they want to take up matters of the Act on behalf of the advocates.
Justification?
That's what I've just given, that the essence is to ensure that it is the Law Society of Kenya that will have to take up these matters on behalf of the lawyers, and it is the one to establish appropriate mechanisms to cooperate for exchange of information relating to suspicious transactions and money laundering.
Thank you. Members, I now propose the question that provisions relating to the new clauses 3A, 3B, and 3C immediately after subsection 3 of Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09 be amended as proposed. Members, I now put the question that the provisions relating to sections of the new clauses 3A, 3B, and 3C immediately after subsection 3 of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09 now be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the provisions relating to the new section 3A, 3B, and 3C immediately after subsection 3 of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09 be amended, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Members, I wish to recognize the following schools from Molo. Molo Secondary School in Molo, Nakuru County. They are in the Speaker's Gallery. And Dalani Primary School, Amiata constituency in Machakos County. They are welcome to follow our proceedings this afternoon. The Dalani Primary School are seated in the public gallery. They are welcome to follow our proceedings this afternoon. Order, members, we are moving to the next stage of reporting. And I wish to call upon the move of the bill to move for reporting. Honorable Majority Leader.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that committee do report to the House its consideration of the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2023, up to the provisions relating to the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2009 and its approval thereof with amendments, and seek leave to sit again.
Any takers? Members, I wish to put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2023, up to the provisions relating to the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09, and its approval thereof with amendments, and seek leave to sit again. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Reporting forms for your bill. This is for the previous one.
Reporting progress.
Reporting progress. Sorry, don't worry.
This report.
Report in progress, yeah. For the speaker.
Yeah,
Panel speaker.
Yeah. Honorable members, I would like to recognize the following schools seated at the public gallery this afternoon. Namirembe Parents Primary School, Kampala constituency, Uganda. You are welcome to the National Assembly. Chairperson to report on climate change bill.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Climate Change Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 42 of 2023, and approved the same with amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I also request Honorable Naomi Wako to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Madam Speaker, I second.
Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Honorable members, then I go ahead to put the question that, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So the mover to move the third reading.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Climate Change Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 42 of 2023, be now read a third time. I also request the Honorable Professor Barstow to second.
Madam Speaker, I rise to second.
Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the Climate Change Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 42 of 2023, be now read a third time. Honorable Kajwang.
Mr. Chair, sometimes being a senior is not good enough. But you know, the majority leader knows that we don't have a quorum. I think let us handle this third reading when we have a quorum. I'm a little senior to raise that, but that is the fact. So I think we need to look at it. Let's deal with it before we can move.
Take your seat, Honorable Kajwang. Thank you, Honorable Kajwang. Actually, I was just going to say that the question to be put will be done in another sitting as will be scheduled by the House Business Committee. Chairperson on the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Financial Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35. Chair.
Thanks so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2023, up to the provisions relating to the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 09, and approved the same with amendments and seek leave to sit again.
Mover of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I also request Honorable Bowen Kangogo to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Madam Speaker, I stand to second.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kagogo. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Is it the mood of the House that I put the question? Yes. Honorable members, I therefore put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Okay, thank you, honorable members. Honorable members, and the time being 1:05 p.m., this House stands adjourned until today, Wednesday, 23rd of August, 2023, at 2:30 p.m.